Good morning, readers. Today we are going to talk about taking notes. Go ahead and fill in your reading, learning, intention sheets. Today, as a reader, I am working on writing notes in my own words. Readers, today each one of you will get a packet that looks like this. At the top, it says Immigration Expert Project. This packet you will use to take all of your notes on immigration. Make sure that the very first thing you do is write your name. That way, if you misplace your packet, it can be returned to you. The first page of your packet has a page that looks like this. You'll see that it has 3 different sections. The first is people, the second is places, and the third is events. As you read, you are going to fill in people that were immigrants, and they could either be specific people or groups of people, like possibly the Irish immigrants. You are going to fill in places, and those places would be places that had to do with immigration. One that comes to mind right away for me is Ellis Island. And then different events, and these events would be things that caused people to emigrate and events that happened once people immigrated. You will also notice that there's lots of pages that look like this, and they have a spot for you to write books that you have read, the page number, and then notes. And you'll notice this really important part right here. It says in your own words. We're going to practice taking some notes and putting them in our own words today. Readers, you were given some pages from the book, If Your Name Was Changed at Ellis Island. I want you to go ahead and silently read these pages. You will be reading why people came to America, what people brought with them, and whether or not families came together. Readers, you will notice that in my immigration expert packet, I went ahead and took some notes, and I took notes in 2 different ways. I want to show you a couple things that I did while I was taking notes. The first thing that I did, which is very, very important, is I wrote down the book and the author. And so the book's name is If Your Name Was Changed at Ellis Island, and the author's name is Ellen Levine. And I have that written right in that first column. The next thing that I did is I put the page number from the book that I read right in the page number column. Readers, this is really important for 2 reasons. The first is that you want to be able to find this information later if you need to, like maybe you read something but you want to go back and reread it. That's why you would need the book and the author and the page number. The second reason is at the end of our project, we will create a bibliography. And a bibliography is just a fancy word for a list of the sources that you used when creating your immigration expert project. So you're going to have to list all the books and the authors that you read when creating your immigration expert project. The next thing that you're going to do is you are actually going to take notes. And those notes are going to be in your own words. You will notice this first note that I took was from page 14. The section was called Why Did People Come to America? And I did this first note in a box and bullets format. My box is my main idea, and it says many people came to America for a better life. And then I wrote 3 reasons that support my main idea. The first was that they heard rumors that the streets were paved in gold and that candy falls from the skies. The second is they came looking for better pay. And the third is they came because land was cheap. Then I wrote this second note from page 18. And the second note I wrote in a paragraph form, but again, I still wrote it in my own words. Families did not always come together. An older brother or father would come first. They would look for a job and then send money back to their family so they could join them in America. Families were often separated for at least a year. Notice again that that's my own words. I took what was written in the text and I rewrote it in my own words. Finally, my next note is from page 19, also written in paragraph form, but again in my own words. People brought what they could carry with them. This means that they sold their items and that they couldn't bring a lot. They brought clothes, food, bedding, and special items. Readers, I want to point one other thing out to you, and that's that right here I put quotation marks, and right here I put quotation marks. And I did that because all of these passages are from the same book. They are all from If Your Name Was Changed at Ellis Island. And so since it was the same book as I had written above it, I put quotation marks, and that just indicates that it's the same book. When I go to fill in this final box on the bottom and use a new book, I'm going to write that title in that space. Readers, yesterday we talked about making a plan for reading. You looked at what books were available, you read and skimmed ones that appeared to be interesting to you, and you chose one to read closely, and you did this with your reading partner. Today we are going to work independently. You are going to choose one book, and you are going to take notes on that book in your packet. Remember that when you are taking notes, you are including an author, you are including a title of the book, and you are including a page number, and you are writing in your own words. Let's make it a great reading day.